Once upon a time, in a peaceful little town, there lived a boy named Charlie. Charlie was a bright, cheerful boy who'd love to explore, laugh with his friends, and spend time with his family. But Charlie had one problem. He had a lot of anger inside him, and it often got the best of him. Charlie's anger was like a wild storm. It would come out of nowhere and make him feel out of control. If something didn't go his way, the storm would start to rumble inside him. His face would turn red, his fists would clench, and before he knew it, he'd be yelling or throwing things. One day, Charlie was playing with his toys in his room. He was building a tall tower with his blocks, carefully placing each one on top of the other. He was so proud of his tower. But just as he was about to place the last block, his little sister Lily came running into the room. She didn't see the tower and accidentally knocked it over. Crash! The blocks scattered everywhere. Charlie's storm began to build. His face turned red, and he felt the anger boiling inside him like a pot of hot soup. "Lily!" he shouted. "You ruined everything!" Lily looked at Charlie with big, scared eyes. She hadn't meant to knock over the tower, but Charlie was too angry to notice. He stomped his feet and pushed the blocks away. His mum heard the commotion and came into the room. She saw the blocks on the floor and Charlie's angry face. "Charlie," she said gently, "I know you're upset, but it's not okay to yell at your sister. Let's talk about what happened." Charlie sat down, still feeling angry, but he listened. His mum sat beside him and said, "Charlie, I see that you're feeling really angry right now. But did you know that inside each of us there's a little dragon? When we get mad, our dragon starts to grow bigger and bigger. But if we learn how to calm down, we can make that dragon smaller again." Charlie was curious. "A dragon?" he asked, forgetting his anger for a moment. "Yes, a dragon," his mum replied. "And just like any dragon, it can be fierce and fiery, but it's up to us to be the dragon's master, not the other way round. Would you like to learn how to tame your dragon?" Charlie thought about it. He didn't like feeling out of control, and he didn't like making his sister sad. He nodded. "Yes, I want to learn." "Great," said his mum. "The first thing you can do when you start to feel angry is to take a deep breath. Breathing deeply helps calm the dragon inside. Let's practice together." Charlie and his mum sat quietly for a moment. They both took a deep breath in through their noses and slowly let it out through their mouths. They did this a few times, and Charlie began to feel a little bit better. The storm inside him started to quiet down. "How do you feel now?" his mum asked. "Better," Charlie said. He was surprised at how much a simple breath could help. "Good," his mum smiled. "The next thing you can do is talk about what's making you angry. When you talk about it, the dragon starts to understand and calm down. Why don't you tell me what made you so mad just now?" Charlie looked at the scattered blocks. I was building a tower and it was almost finished, but then Lily knocked it over and I got really mad." "I see," his mum said. "It sounds like you worked really hard on that tower and it was frustrating to see it fall. But do you think Lily meant to knock it over?" Charlie thought about it. He realized that Lily didn't do it on purpose. "No," he said, "she didn't mean to." "Exactly," his mum said. "Sometimes things happen that makes us angry, but it's important to remember that not everything is someone's fault. And even when we're angry, we can still choose how to react." Charlie looked at Lily, who was sitting quietly on the floor. He felt a little bit bad for yelling at her. "I'm sorry, Lily," he said. "I shouldn't have yelled at you." Lily smiled and hugged Charlie. "Oh, it's okay," she said. I'm really sorry I knocked over your tower. Charlie felt a warm feeling in his heart. The storm had passed and the dragon inside him was calm again. Later that evening, as Charlie was getting ready for bed, his mum came into his room and sat down beside him. She could see that Charlie was still thinking about what happened earlier. She gently stroked his hair and said, "Charlie, there's something else I want to teach you. It's a way to help you calm your mind and your dragon even more when you start to feel angry." Charlie looked up at his mum. "What is it?" he asked. "Well, it's called meditation," she explained. "Meditation is a way to sit quietly and focus on your breathing. It helps you feel calm and peaceful inside, and it can make your dragon go back to sleep." Charlie was interested. "Well, how do I do it?" he asked. "Oh, it's very easy," his mum said. "Let's try it together. First, sit down comfortably, like you're doing right now. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out slowly through your mouth. I want you to imagine that you're sitting by a peaceful lake. The water is calm and still, and the sky is blue. Picture the warm sun shining down onto you and feel how nice and relaxing it is." Charlie closed his eyes and did what his mum said. He imagined the peaceful lake, the calm water, and the warm sun. As he breathed in and out, he felt his body relax. The dragon inside him was very quiet now, almost as if it was sleeping. "Now," his mum continued, "just keep breathing slowly, and if you start to feel your mind wander or your dragon waking up, gently bring your thoughts back to the lake. Stay with that peaceful feeling." Charlie sat quietly for a few moments, breathing slowly and picturing the calm lake. When he opened his eyes, he felt completely at peace. The anger and the storm were gone, and he felt really good inside. "How do you feel?" his mum asked with a smile. I feel really calm," Charlie said. "I like the lake in my mind." "I'm glad," his mum said. "Whenever you start to feel angry or upset, you can use this meditation to calm yourself down. The more you practice, the better you'll get at keeping your dragon calm." She then reached into her pocket and pulled out a small object. It was a tiny dragon ornament made of a smooth and shiny stone. The dragon was curled up, looking peaceful and calm. She handed it to Charlie. "This is for you," she said. "Whenever you feel your dragon waking up inside, you can hold this little dragon and remember to take deep breaths and meditate. It will help you stay calm." Charlie took the little dragon ornament in his hand. It felt cool and comforting. He smiled and hugged his mum. "Oh, thank you, Mum," he said. "I'll keep it with me all the time." The next day at school, Charlie faced another challenge. During break, he and his friends were deciding what game to play. Charlie really wanted to play football, but his friends wanted to play hide and seek. The dragon inside Charlie started to wake up. He could feel the anger rising and the storm was brewing again. But then Charlie remembered what his mum had taught him. He took a deep breath, in and out, nice and slow. He closed his eyes for a moment and pictured the peaceful lake. The dragon began to calm down. He reached into his pocket and felt the little dragon ornament. It reminded him to stay in control. He said to his friends, "Oh, I really want to play football," Charlie said. "But I can play hide and seek too." His friends smiled, and they all ran off to play hide and seek together. Charlie had a great time, and he felt proud of himself for keeping his dragon in check. As the days went by, Charlie kept practicing his breathing, meditation, and using the little dragon ornament. Sometimes the dragon would get the better of him, but most of the time, he remembered to breathe deeply, meditate, and talk about what made him angry. He learned that when he took control of his dragon, he felt happier and more in control of his feelings. One afternoon, Charlie was visiting his grandmother, who lived nearby. They were baking cookies together, and Charlie was having a lot of fun. But then, he accidentally spilled flour all over the kitchen counter. Uh-oh, the dragon inside him began to stir. He felt the anger bubbling up, but before it could take over, Charlie took a deep breath, in and out, slowly. He closed his eyes and pictured the peaceful lake his mum had told him about. The dragon calmed down, and the storm passed. His grandmother noticed what had happened and smiled at Charlie. "It's okay, Charlie," she said. "We can clean this up together and try again." Charlie nodded. The anger had passed, and the dragon was calm. Together they cleaned up the flour and finished baking the cookies. Charlie felt proud of himself for staying calm and working through the problem. As time went on, Charlie's dragon became quieter and quieter. It was still there, but it no longer controlled him. Instead, Charlie had learned how to be in charge of his feelings. He knew that everyone gets angry sometimes, and that was okay. As long as Charlie knew how to control and manage his little dragon inside, he knew that everything will be better from this time on. Until next time.